According to Donald Trump, the self-proclaimed cartoonist and master manipulator, Taylor Swift owes him her loyalty because he supposedly made her so much money. I mean, seriously, is this guy mentally unstable or just living in a fantasy world?
First of all, these aren't your dad's celebrities and these aren't your dad's Republicans.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Worst Case Donald. Trump loves to brag about being the most popular leader, but let's get real here. He's not fooling anybody. Taylor Swift, on the other hand, knows how to keep her fans happy and informed about politics. Even though she didn't endorse Joe Biden in 2024, Trump took it personally and is probably throwing a tantrum in private, boasting about being more popular than her. Taylor had to speak up and correct the record because Trump's claims were just plain false.
Taylor Swift comes out against Trump.
I don't care if they write that. I'm sad that I didn't 2 years ago, but I can't change that.
You can almost picture Trump stomping his feet behind closed doors, convinced that he's the biggest star in the world. But Taylor Swift's connections with her fans goes deeper than mere numbers. She's admired for standing up for what she believes in, like LGBTQ+ rights and getting people to vote. She recently requested her massive fan base, totaling over 284 million followers, to exercise their democratic rights by voting for their preferred candidates. In an Instagram post, she specifically highlighted Tennessee, emphasizing the importance of civic participation. Despite her immense popularity and influence, Swift chose not to support any particular candidate, but instead promoted her broader message that voting is crucial.
It really is a big deal to me. She votes against fair pay for women. She votes against the reauthorization of the Violence Against Women Act, which is just basically protecting us from domestic abuse and stalking. She thinks that if you're a gay couple, or even if you look like a gay couple, you should be allowed to be kicked out of a restaurant. It's really basic human rights.
In contrast, Donald Trump's reaction to Swift's call for voter engagement likely reflects his own insecurities and self-centered worldview. Trump, known for his inflated ego and tendency to prioritize personal validation, may view Swift's initiative as a threat to his perceived status as a popular figure. Swift's message resonates deeply with her fan base, inspiring them to become active participants in the democratic process. Her influence extends beyond entertainment as she encourages meaningful engagement and advocates for individual voices to be heard. In contrast, Trump's response, if driven by personal grievance, only serves to highlight the contrast between genuine leadership and self-serving behavior.
Marsha Blackburn is doing a very good job in Tennessee. She's leading now substantially, which she should. She's a tremendous woman. I'm sure Taylor Swift has nothing or doesn't know anything about her. And let's say that I like Taylor's music about 25% less now, okay?
Trump recently took to Truth Social to express his arguments about why the pop superstar should support him as he potentially faces off against Joe Biden for president this November. In his post, Trump began stating, and I quote, "I signed and was responsible for the Music Modernization Act for Taylor Swift and all other musical artists." He continued, "Joe Biden didn't do anything for Taylor and never will. There's no way she could endorse crooked Joe Biden, the worst and most corrupt president in the history of our country, and be disloyal to the man who made her so much money." Yeah, regarding the Music Modernization Act, Trump said at the time of signing, and I quote,
Music Modernization Act closes loopholes in our digital royalty laws to ensure that songwriters, artists, producers, and providers receive fair payment for licensing of music. I've been reading about this for many years. Never thought I'd be involved in it, but I got involved in it. They were treated very unfairly. They're not going to be treated unfairly anymore.
In a former social media post on Truth Social, Trump also offered some complimentary words for Swift's then-boyfriend, Travis Kelce, who was facing off against the San Francisco 49ers at the 2024 Super Bowl at Las Vegas. He mentioned, "Besides that, I like her boyfriend Travis, even though he may be a liberal and probably can't stand me." But Taylor's not a fool. In October of 2020, Swift publicly announced on Twitter that she would be voting for Biden in the U.S. general election. She didn't hold back in expressing her opposition to Trump, citing his remarks about Black Lives Matter protesters in Minnesota and his handling of funding for the U.S. Postal Service. In her Twitter post, Swift stated, and no, I'm not doing an impersonation of her, I can only do one of Trump, okay? Sorry. The change we need most is to elect a president who recognizes the people of color deserve to feel safe and represented, that women deserve the right to choose what happens to their bodies, and that the LGBTQ+ community deserves to be acknowledged and included. She continued, emphasizing, everyone deserves a government that takes global health risks seriously and puts the lives of its people first. The only way we can begin to make things better is to choose leaders who are willing to face these issues and find ways to work through them. In an interview with V Magazine for their The Thought Leaders issue, Swift elaborated on her stance, emphasizing the need for change and the importance of electing a president who prioritizes inclusivity and addresses pressing issues. She emphasized the need for a leader who recognizes the safety and representation of people of color, women's rights, LGBTQ+ rights, and global health concerns. Her statements prove her commitment to social justice and equality, contrasting sharply with Trump's divisive rhetoric and self-serving agenda. Her decision to endorse Biden and speak out against Trump's policies highlights her willingness to use her platforms for meaningful change and to advocate for marginalized communities. Trump's attempt to win over Swift after speculation about her endorsing Biden is a classic move from the playbook. Right-wing circles had been buzzing with theories. They even suggested that the Super Bowl might have been rigged to give Swift a bigger platform for endorsing Biden. It's really almost comical, given Swift's influence, that she once drove over 35,000 voter registrations with just one Instagram post. Trump's admiration for Swift's former boyfriend, Travis Kelce, comes off as insecure, especially considering Kelce's public stance on vaccines and Trump himself. In 2020, Swift made her political views clear, endorsing Biden and criticizing Trump's presidency. She has consistently encouraged her fans to register and vote, leading to significant spikes in voter registrations, especially after her public stance on politics. It's evident that Swift's advocacy for civil engagement has had a real impact, unlike Trump's attempts to win favor through superficial gestures.
I'm saying right now that this is something that I know is right, and you guys, I need to be on the right side of history, and if he doesn't win, then at least I tried.
As we get closer and closer to November, there's anticipation about whether Swift will use her platform to advocate further. Given her history of driving voter engagement and her commitment to issues like voter registration, there's a growing expectation for her to make her voice heard again. Swift has viewed politics with a mix of strategy and conviction. She timed her Instagram post endorsing Democrats in the 2018 midterms to coincide with the conclusion of her Reputation tour, shielding herself from potential backlash while breaking her silence on politics. She then presented her album Lover as a celebration of liberalism and love, including themes like queer love and the song You Need to Calm Down. Despite commercial success, her albums like Reputation and Lover didn't garner as many Grammy nods as her previous works. This is a fact that was highlighted in her 2020 documentary Miss Americana. However, even during commercial lows, Swift didn't shy away from using her influence for political causes. In May of 2020, amidst heightened political tensions, she took to Twitter to criticize Trump's rhetoric on racial issues and violence, stating, "We will vote you out" in November. Trump's then response to Swift's political statements has been typical of his style, criticizing opponents and highlighting perceived mistakes. He targeted Biden for expressing regret over comments and pointed out supposed errors in Biden's speeches, trying to pressure Swift into endorsing him. However, Swift's history of endorsing Democrats and her outspokenness against Trump's policies made such attempts seem incredibly futile. Swift's direct response to Trump's criticism was firm and resolute. In an interview at the time, she expressed her disapproval of Trump's negative remarks, stating, "I have no respect for individuals who resort to such negative remarks." She further emphasized the need to speak out against misogyny and bullying, highlighting her commitment to confronting social injustices. Taylor Swift's approach to politics is characterized by strategic timing, forceful advocacy when necessary, and a steadfast commitment to confronting social injustices. Trump's attempts to pressure her into endorsing him or undermine her political views are met with swift and resolute responses, showcasing her dedication to speaking out against discrimination and promoting unity and respect. For even more insights and analysis from the world of politics, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And make sure you hit the icon button now for all the latest updates. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.